Hello and welcome to TV Platinum. Here are top 10 stories as we have them for today. In a landmark ruling, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has nullified the 6-month suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan by the Nigerian Senate, declaring the action unconstitutional beyond the powers of upper chamber. Delivering the judgment on Friday, Justice Bintan Nyako ruled that the Senate's decision lacked legal justification and was not grounded in the relevant laws guiding legislative discipline. The court held that neither Chapter 8 of the Senate Standing Orders nor Section 14 of the Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act provides a definite legal basis for suspending a member for such a prolonged period. Justice Nyako described the suspension as excessive and an overreach of the Senate's authority, ordering the senator's immediate reinstatement. Vice President Kashim Shettima has emphasized that the Tinubu administration is focused not only on infrastructural development but also on rebuilding trust between the Nigerian government and its citizens. Representing President Bola Tinubu at the commissioning of the newly rehabilitated Aguma Palace, Radio Nigeria, New Market Road in Gwagwalada FCT, Shettima said Nigerians are witnessing a shift from promises to practical delivery. According to him, we are building roads, yes, but more importantly, we are restoring confidence in governance. The era of unfulfilled pledges is over. The FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has criticized the newly formed opposition coalition led by former PDP members, accusing them of hypocrisy and political opportunism. Wike questioned the rationale behind forming an alliance against President Tinubu's administration barely 18 months after his inauguration, particularly when the government is still in its early stages. Speaking at the same Gwagwalada Road inauguration ceremony, Wike challenged the coalition, now aligned with the African Democratic Congress ADC, to publicly present their own performance records while in office instead of weaponizing public discontent to fuel political ambitions ahead of 2027. Elder statesman and PDP founding member Chief Bode George has condemned the recent alliance of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and ex-Senate President David Mark with the ADC-led opposition coalition. He described the move as a betrayal of the PDP's legacy and a calculated attempt to weaken the opposition from within. In an interview on Channels Television Sunrise Daily, George expressed disappointment that some PDP leaders continue to enjoy the party's platform while simultaneously positioning themselves on another political front ahead of the 2027 general elections. He warned that such political duplicity could undermine the credibility of opposition politics in Nigeria. Former Minister of Transportation and ex-Governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, has reiterated his support for Nigeria's informal power rotation between the North and South, promising to serve only one term if elected president under the ADC platform. Speaking on Channels Television's Politics Today, Amaechi confirmed that he is part of a broader coalition effort and that his political ambition is secondary to the need for national stability. Of course, he said, when he asked if he would serve a single term, explained that coalition building, not personal gain, is the priority. The University of Jos chapter of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has directed its members to commence strike action following the non-payment of June 2025 salaries. The directive was issued on Thursday night by the chapter chairman, Professor Joby Morwes. In a message to members, he wrote, "Dear comrades, this is to request all members to abstain from lectures and statutory meetings if a salary for the month of June 2025 is not paid by 11:59 p.m. today, 3rd July 2025. The strike threatens to further disrupt academic activities in the institution." The Nigerian Senate has commenced its nationwide public hearings on the review of the 1999 Constitution, with the Southwest session holding in Lagos on Friday and Saturday. The sessions are part of broader efforts to solicit public input on critical issues such as the creation of state police, new local government areas, and electoral reform. The Lagos hearing is taking place at Watercrest Hotel Ikeja, with similar consultations on the way in other geopolitical zones. The Northwest session was postponed due to the death of prominent Kano businessman and philanthropist Alhaji Aminu Alhassan Dantata. The Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association NMA has strongly opposed the federal government's proposed salary structure for doctors, warning that it could destabilize the country's fragile healthcare system. Speaking during a press conference on Friday, the NMA chairman, Dr. Babajide Saheed, described the proposal as unjust, professionally damaging, and a threat to hospital leadership structures. The NMA warned that the plan could worsen brain drain in the health sector and called on the federal government to engage meaningfully with stakeholders before implementing any new pay scheme. Stakeholders in Kogi State have expressed deep concern over the growing threat of kidnapping, abduction, and banditry across Nigeria, particularly in the state. The concerns were raised during an engagement meeting held in Lokoja on Thursday, organized by the National Orientation Agency, NOA. Participants at the meeting unanimously condemned the state of insecurity and emphasized the urgent need for unity, community collaboration, and national cohesion to effectively combat these criminal activities. The events themed Pathway to National Cohesion, Unity and Development spotlighted the alarming frequency of kidnappings and violent crimes in Kogi and called for a coordinated response involving government, traditional institutions, security agencies, and the public. That's our top 10 stories as we have them for today. Do well to join us on all our social media platforms. I am God's gift, Julius. Enjoy your day.